The lava flows of Mustafar cast their crimson glow across Vader's meditation chamber. For 23 years, he had served the Emperor. 23 years of darkness, pain, and endless regret. But tonight, everything would change. Before him floated a Sith holocron, older than the Republic itself. Ancient glyphs pulsed with forbidden knowledge, the secret of temporal manipulation, hidden by the Sith for millennia. Vader had spent years searching for this artifact, pulling every resource the Empire possessed. The technology is unstable, Lord Vader, his attendant droid warned. The calculations suggest a 78% probability of catastrophic failure. Vader's mechanical breathing filled the chamber. Failure meant death, but living as he was? That was a fate worse than any death. He thought of Padme. Her final words still echoed through his nightmares. There's still good in you. She had believed in him when no one else did, and he had destroyed her for it. No more. Vader activated the device. Crimson energy spiraled around the chamber, tearing at the very fabric of reality. Pain lanced through his cybernetic body as the temporal field expanded. Every circuit, every wire screamed in protest. Redirecting power from life support, the droid announced panic in its mechanical voice. Vader didn't care. He focused on a single moment, the moment before he knelt before Palpatine. Before he became this thing, the Force itself seemed to resist him, as if the universe knew what he intended. Time was sacred, immutable. But Vader had learned long ago that nothing was truly immutable. With a final surge of dark side energy, reality shattered like glass. When the light faded, Vader stood on sand. Hot, familiar sand. Twin suns blazed overhead. He was home. He was on Tatooine, 32 years in the past. Mos Espa hadn't changed. The same dusty streets, the same scorching heat, the same desperate poverty that had defined Vader's childhood. He moved through the shadows, his dark armor drawing curious stares. But fear kept the locals at a distance. Good. He didn't have time for distractions. Through the Force, he felt it. A presence so bright, so pure, it nearly broke him. His younger self. Vader found the boy behind Watto's junk shop, working on a protocol droid. Little Anakin hummed while he worked, completely unaware that his entire future stood watching from the alley. "You're talented," Vader said, his vocoder cutting through the desert silence. The boy jumped, dropping his spanner. Blue eyes, his eyes before the Sith corruption, stared up at the dark figure before him. I'm just fixing C-3PO, young Anakin stammered. "Are you a Jedi?" The question hit like a lightsaber to the chest. "No, Vader replied. I am what happens when a Jedi falls." The boy tilted his head, confused. There was no fear in him yet. No anger. Just curiosity and kindness. Everything Vader had lost. "In 3 days, a Jedi Master will come to this planet," Vader continued, kneeling to meet the boy's gaze. "His name is Qui-Gon Jinn. He will offer you everything you've ever dreamed of. Freedom, purpose, power." Really, hope exploded across young Anakin's face. "Yes, but you must understand something." Vader's hands trembled. "That path leads to darkness, to pain, to the destruction of everything you love." The boy frowned. "Then, why would I take it?" "Because a man named Palpatine will lie to you. And I wasn't strong enough to see through those lies." Young Anakin stepped closer, studying the mechanical suit. "Who are you?" Vader's breathing echoed between them. "I am you." Young Anakin stumbled backward, his eyes wide with disbelief. "You're lying," the boy whispered. "You can't be me. I'd never become that." Vader had expected this. Denial was easier than truth. "Your mother's name is Shmi. You dream of becoming a pilot, the best in the galaxy. You built C-3PO to help her because you hate seeing her work so hard. Vader pushed. You have nightmares about her, about losing her." The boy's face went pale. Those were secrets he'd never told anyone. "In the future you came from," young Anakin said slowly, "what happens to Mom?" The question nearly broke Vader's resolve. "The Jedi take you from her. You train for 10 years, and when you finally return, you're too late." Tusken Raiders capture her, torture her. His voice dropped to barely a whisper. She dies in your arms. Tears welled in the boy's eyes. No. And that's when Palpatine's trap truly begins. Vader activated a hollow projector built into his gauntlet. Images flickered to life. Chancellor Palpatine, the Clone Wars, the Jedi temple burning. He calls himself a friend, a mentor, but he's a Sith Lord named Darth Sidious. Everything, the war, the politics, your knighthood, it's all designed to corrupt you. Young Anakin watched, transfixed, as the hologram showed Anakin's marriage to Padme, her pregnancy, and then her death. She dies because of me, Vader said. Because I trusted Palpatine. Because I thought the dark side could save her, when it was my fear that killed her. The boy looked up, tears streaming down his face. Can we stop it? Can we save Mom? Save her. That's why I'm here. A voice cut through the desert air. Anakin, who are you talking to? Qui-Gon Jinn stepped into view, his hand already on his lightsaber. The Jedi had arrived early. Qui-Gon's lightsaber ignited, casting green light across the alley. Step away from a boy, the Jedi Master commanded. Vader didn't move. Master Jinn, your arrival changes nothing. The boy must know the truth. The truth. Qui-Gon advanced slowly. What truth does a Sith have to offer? I'm not Sith. Not anymore. Vader deactivated his lightsaber in a gesture of peace. I'm Anakin Skywalker, from a future where you die on Naboo, killed by Darth Maul, where this boy becomes Darth Vader and helps destroy the Jedi Order. Qui-Gon faltered. Through the Force, he sensed something. The being before him radiated darkness, yes, but also profound regret. And his Force signature, distorted as it was, felt eerily familiar. Young Anakin stepped between them. He's telling the truth, Master Jedi. I felt it through the Force. He really is me. The Jedi Master lowered his blade slightly. Impossible. Time travel is... The Sith have many abilities the Jedi consider impossible, Vader interrupted. You'll say that yourself, years from now, about Palpatine. That name. Qui-Gon Eisenhower. Senator Palpatine? What does he... He's Darth Sidious. The Sith Lord manipulating the Republic. And in my timeline, you never lived long enough to expose him. Qui-Gon made a choice. Then we go to Coruscant. Together. The Council must hear this. But Vader knew better. The Council won't believe us. Not until it's too late. Palpatine is too careful, too patient. We need proof. Then what do you suggest? Vader looked at his younger self. The boy who still had a chance. We let events unfold. But this time, Anakin knows the trap that's waiting. Young Anakin nodded, determination replacing his tears. I won't become you. I promise. Vader hoped he was right. But hope had never been his strength. Years passed. The Clone Wars came, exactly as Vader had warned. Chancellor Palpatine sat in his office, staring at the cityscape of Coruscant. Something was wrong. Anakin Skywalker was supposed to be his. Every carefully laid plan, every manipulated conversation, every orchestrated tragedy, all designed to push the boy toward darkness. But this Anakin was different. Guarded. Suspicious. Almost as if. He knows. Palpatine whispered to himself. Impossible. And yet, the boy had deflected every attempt at corruption. When Palpatine suggested solutions involving anger, Anakin chose restraint. When he offered power, Anakin spoke of sacrifice. Someone had warned him. Through the Force, Palpatine reached out, searching for the source of interference. And then he felt it. A presence on Coruscant that shouldn't exist. A darkness that mirrored Vader's signature, but wrong. Displaced. Time travel. The Sith holocron he thought destroyed. Palpatine's lips curled into a cruel smile. So, my apprentice, you think you can undo what's already written? He activated his communication device. Commander Cody, execute Order 66. Now, sir. Cody's confused voice crackled back. But the Jedi haven't. Do it. All of them. Immediately. Across the galaxy, clone troopers received the order. Confusion rippled through the ranks. It was too early. The war wasn't over. But orders were orders. On Kashyyyk, Yoda sensed the betrayal a split second before the blasters fired. He survived. Barely. On my Jito, Ki-Adi-Mundi wasn't as fortunate. On Utapau, Obi-Wan plunged into the sinkhole as clone fire rained down, the Force screaming warnings that save his life. And on Coruscant, in the Jedi Temple, Anakin Skywalker felt thousands of lights extinguish at once. He knew this moment. Vader had described it in excruciating detail. But it wasn't supposed to happen yet. Not for another year. Palpatine had changed the game. Anakin's comlink activated. Vader's mechanical breathing filled the channel. He knows. The Emperor knows. It's happening now. What do? We fight. Together. The Jedi Temple burned. Again. Anakin raced through the corridors, his lightsaber deflecting blaster fire from clone troopers. Men he'd fought beside for 3 years. Brothers, now turned enemies by a single command. Fall back to the council chambers. Obi-Wan's voice echoed through the chaos. Protect the younglings. But Anakin had a different destination. The Chancellor's office. Vader met him at the temple entrance, his crimson blade carving through clone troopers with brutal efficiency. We in this now? Together. Side by side. They moved through Coruscant streets. Citizens scattered at the sight. A Jedi Knight and a Dark Lord, fighting as one. It was an image that defied everything the galaxy understood about the Force. When we face him, Vader said, he'll try to turn you. That's his greatest weapon. I know his lies now, Anakin replied. You showed me. Knowing and resisting are different things. Vader's voice carried the weight of experience. Palpatine is the most dangerous being in the galaxy. He'll offer you everything. Power to save Padme, freedom from the Jedi's restrictions, revenge for their betrayal. The Jedi haven't betrayed me. Haven't they? Vader stopped. They still don't trust you. They still deny you the rank of master. They still ask you to spy on Palpatine while refusing to believe your warnings about him. Anakin's jaw clenched. How do you know? Because it happened to me. Some things, even time travel, couldn't change. They reached the Senate building. Red Guard stood at attention, their weapons ready. Last chance, Vader said. Once we enter, there's no turning back. Either we kill Palpatine, or he kills us both. Anakin ignited his lightsaber. Then let's make sure he's the one who dies. Together, they charged forward. Inside the office, Palpatine smiled, lightning already crackling at his fingertips. Welcome, my boys. I've been expecting you. Force lightning exploded through the Chancellor's office, shattering windows and scorching walls. Palpatine moved like a storm, his power amplified by decades of dark side mastery. You dare challenge me? The Emperor's voice dripped with venom. I am the dark side incarnate. Vader and Anakin fought in perfect synchronization, their blades weaving a defensive pattern. But even together, they were being pushed back. He's too strong. Anakin shouted over the chaos. No, bother replay. He's exactly as strong as I remember. But I was alone then. Conflicted. His blade caught another lightning strike. Not anymore. Palpatine's yellow eyes fixed on young Anakin. You cannot kill me, boy. Strike me down, and you begin your journey to the dark side. That's your destiny. That's always been your destiny. Anakin hesitated. Vader felt the doubt creeping in. Don't listen to him. But he's right, Anakin said, his voice wavering. If I kill him in anger, in hatred, I become you. And there it was. The trap Palpatine had laid from the beginning. To defeat him, Anakin would have to embrace darkness. The same cycle, repeating forever, unless someone else paid the price. Vader lowered his lightsaber. Through the Force, he reached out to his younger self, and in that moment, Anakin felt everything. Every regret, every moment of pain, every life Vader had taken in service to this monster. You won't become me, Vader said quietly, because I'm going to make sure you never have to. He turned to Palpatine, deactivating his weapon. You want a Skywalker as your apprentice? Then take me. Again. No. Anakin lunged forward. But Vader was faster. He grabbed Palpatine, his cybernetic hands locking around the Emperor's withered body. Lightning poured through him. Every circuit overloading, every system failing. Run, Vader gasped. Live. Be better than I was. The lightning intensified, and both Sith Lord and Emperor vanished in a blinding explosion of Force energy. The Senate building stood silent. Emergency crews sifted through rubble, searching for survivors. They found none in the Chancellor's office, only scorch marks and the shattered remains of Vader's armor. Anakin knelt beside the fragments, his heart heavy. He'd barely known this version of himself, yet he felt the loss profoundly. Vader had given him something precious, a second chance. Anakin. Obi-Wan approached, his robes torn and singed from battle. The Council is gathering survivors. We need you. The Council? Anakin looked up. Master, half the Jedi Order is dead. The clones have been deactivated, but the damage is done. What Council? Obi-Wan placed a hand on his shoulder. Then we build a new one. One that learns from our mistakes. Over the following months, Anakin became the bridge between the old and new. He helped establish protocols to prevent future betrayals, worked with clone troopers to overcome their programming, and most importantly, he stayed with Padme. No secret marriage. No hidden relationship. He chose transparency over deception, love over fear. When the twins were born, Luke and Leia, Anakin held them not as Darth Vader's children, but as symbols of hope. The Jedi Order, reformed under his guidance, no longer forbade attachments. Instead, they taught balance. Years later, standing in the rebuilt Jedi Temple, Anakin watched younglings train. Among them, his own children, learning to use the Force with wisdom rather than dogma. Do you think he found peace? Padme asked, joining him. The other you? Anakin considered the question. Through the Force, sometimes he felt an echo, a presence watching, approving. I think he found something better than peace. He found redemption. The prophecy had been fulfilled, just not the way anyone expected. The Chosen One brought balance, not by destroying the Sith alone, but by destroying the part of himself that would have become one. Vader's sacrifice had saved more than Anakin's soul. It had saved the galaxy itself.